Hello and welcome back to the second video for the Excel document related to the Primary 7 Enterprise Challenge. This should help keep track of your money, whether it's the money that's coming in, the money that's going out, to see if your business is making a profit or a loss. So previously when we looked at this, we had set up the title, we had income, how much. You might have changed your words slightly, but outgoings and how much over here. And I've added in some words here just to save down in time for the length of video that you might have something similar depending on what your business is. So earlier on we did put in sold 4 cakes for £1. Now I've added sold 10 cakes. Mum's work, potentially maybe you sold cakes at Mum's work, for example, just as something to put in. I've put in the outgoings, your loan, because you need to pay back that £3. You could also obviously put that in for the income as well. £3 coming in and then the amount going back out. You've got ingredients here that you might have bought for some of your cakes, maybe a poster if you've asked the school to print it off for you. And I've got ingredients here as well, which for some reason is slightly too big, but the other one's not, which is a bit bizarre. And I've fixed it there by changing the width. So what we want to do next is that we've got all these this whole column here, all the way down here, eventually is going to be filled up with other ways that we've made an income. And before, what we had to do to enter £1, if I delete it, is I had to press the pound button on the keyboard and then £1. However, there is an easier way to do this that keeps it all correct too, so I'm going to show you that now. So I'm going to highlight quite a big selection of cells in the B column. So I'm going to start on this one, keep my finger on the mouse button and then drag it down to highlight these other areas. So I'm going to go down to number 20. I could make it bigger later, but at the minute this is probably enough. Take my finger off the button and it stays highlighted. Now on the grey area, if I right click with the right mouse button, you'll get a series of shortcut options. We're going to look for Format Cells, left click. Here you can see on the cells different ways that we want to present them. So we're going to look for a number, and we've also got currency, which is the one that we want. We want it in currency because that's what money is. Currency means different money from around the world. We obviously use the British pound. We've got the arrow here, so if we click on it, you can see the British pound is right at the top. So if I click on it, I want it to 2 decimal places because that's what we do pence to in our modern era. And it's asking me here if I want negative numbers to show a negative sign there or if I want it in red. So I'm going to choose red and click OK. So now we can see the pounds already in there, that's how it inputted. But this time, if I just click in here, sold 10 cakes for £3, if I just put 3 and press enter, it automatically changes it into pounds. And Mum's work, maybe we made, let's be adventurous, £10 and 50 pence. I need to put in a 10.50 and press enter, and it automatically changes it into pounds amount. Despite the fact I've not put an income in here yet, if I get one in future, whenever I type in the amount of money that I've made, put the money in, press enter, and it automatically changes it into pounds for you, and it will stay like that unless you change it back. I'm going to do exactly the same over here on outgoings. So again, highlight, that's me making a mistake, keep your finger on the mouse button, drag down, right click on the grey area, find Format Cells, go to currency. Remember we wanted it to have a red when it goes to negative, and our symbol is the British pound and it's already in 2 decimal places, so I click OK. Now we haven't flicked in these, so I'll add them in. That's £3. My ingredients maybe cost me £1, and the poster cost me 50 pence, so I can't just put in 50 because that'll come as £50. I've got to do 0.50. Press enter, and ingredients again, well they were a bit more expensive, it was for Mum's work, so let's maybe make that £2. So I'm just putting this in guesswork because I'm showing you for this. You will have the exact amounts that you've spent and took in that you'll input. Next bit is to make it add it all up, so we're going to do total income. So again, you can choose where on your sheet you would like this. Generally speaking, I would advise putting it over here rather than at the bottom over here, because eventually you might have so many incomes that they'll then collide with the total at the bottom. So I put total income over here, and I'm going to put total outgoings as well. And I'm going to make a third box down here, third new cell, and I'm going to call it the profit or slash loss box. And this one's going to tell us if our business is making money, profit, or losing money, loss. Coming back to total income, in here, we're now going to put in what's called a formula in Excel. Now, a formula is like a sum. And you've got special words to use for it, which we'll get to later on. Certainly that's something that you'll explore further in secondary school. But we've been advised in primary to try and show you some documents that can help you track money. Hence why we're doing this. So total income, in here, clicking on this cell. If I go up to this bar, it's called the formula bar. You can see it coming up. If I click on it, then type in the formula that's basically going to add up all of these numbers that will end up down here. So to do that, you press equals to start with, and then it knows that it's a formula going in. I type in sum, which basically means add up. That's the terminology that Excel uses. I'm going to have a bracket, open it up, and then I put all the cells that I want to add up. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm keeping my finger on the mouse button, and I'm going to drag it down like I did before. So for all of these, now you can see what it's done is it started off at B5, which is this one, and it's went all the way down to B21. And it put these dots in by itself because I dragged it down. I could type this in instead. But that basically means that it's going to add up the sum, how much is in there, the amount of money in B5 all the way to B21. And I need to put in my closing brackets to finish the sum off. So we should see when I press enter in a second, over here in the total income box, the money added up between these three cells, because we don't have more money added up yet. And there it goes, £14.50, it's done that itself. So for total outgoings, exactly the same idea. Back up here, equals, sum, open brackets, and then highlight the cells that you want it to add up. So I'll just go down to here, and then close my brackets, and automatically it adds it all up. So you don't need to do that bit, which is great. It's like a calculator on your computer. So at the minute we've got a total income of £14.50 and we've got total outgoings amounting to £6.50. So you'll hopefully be able to see that so far this business is making money, it's making a profit. But how do we ensure that the Excel document's working out exactly how much? I know that you could do this, but how do we work out that Excel's doing it? So to do this, what we do is we go back up to the formula bar in the cell next to profit and loss. We click on equals, and then we do a sum again, and then we open the brackets. Now we want to take this cell here, the income, J3, and then we want to take away the amount of outgoings. So I click on it, it's J5. I could have typed that in instead of clicking on it, and closing brackets. So now the formula says the sum is going to be whatever's in J3, take away whatever in J5. And that'll change depending on what numbers you put in here. So if we click enter here, it's now worked out that so far our business has had a profit of £8, which I'm sure if you work out yourself, £14.50, take away £6.50, the 50s cancel each other out, which makes £14, take away 4, which is down to £10, and another 2 to make it the 6, and we get £8. So that does work out correctly. As you go through it, once you've set it up like this, you can just add to it when you need to, and then we can print this off at the end to display you've been doing it. In future, you might have a future income. So again, maybe cakes sold, just putting this in quickly, and we sold them for £2. So I put my 2, as soon as I press enter, this should go up by £2, and this should also go up by £2. Let's click it and see if it works. There it goes, it worked, okay? So that's a really good way of keeping control of your money, letting you know what's coming in and out, and making sure that it's accurate. If you need any help, make sure that you ask myself, Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Risk, and we can help you further with these Excel documents. You do get Excel not only just on laptops and computers, but on pads as well. But again, any problems, any complications at all, please let us know. We are here to help. Thanks very much.